Thank you very much for joining us today to learn more on our topic, which is the top 5 cloud native risks. This webinar is from ITWeb, co-sponsored by Palo Alto Networks. We are going to talk a lot more about security and risks in the cloud native world. There's some great research that goes with this, but not only just research. Today's presentation is going to be a combination of looking at those risks, but also what you can do in terms of a real-time demo. So this is going to be very practical, very hands-on. Our presenter we've had on here before, he is fantastic at this, so I'm really looking forward to today's event. 70% of organizations today host more than half of their workloads in the cloud, and that's up on 31% in 2020. 2 years, we've had more than a doubling in terms of adoption. Cloud is really effective for an enormous amount of reasons. Many of them we've unpacked over the years recently, whether it's efficiency, access, cost, less reliance on specific resources, it's all there. But cloud native comes with quite a number of risks that are starting to emerge. And it doesn't mean we need to run away from cloud native, even hybrid cloud. But we need to understand what this new world represents and how do we tackle those, and specifically, how do we remedy some of these risks.
The information based in this presentation is market research that we've done in conjunction with affiliates, and this included a bunch of interviews with various stakeholders around the security teams, development teams, as well as business leadership in both those tracks. Prior to the pandemic, we found that a lot of organizations were merely dabbling into this concept of cloud, right? It was more a viewpoint of how can we extend our data centers in a cost-effective way by lifting and shifting into cloud environments. More than 70% of organizations already host half of their apps in cloud. Gartner estimates that that'll be upwards of 95% by 2025. And that changes the landscape quite a lot, right? Because the way we approach security from a legacy point of view, as I'd like to call it, so an on-prem point of view, is significantly different to the way organizations should approach security when it comes to the cloud specifically. And in conjunction with that, when I speak to customers, it becomes very transparent that a lot of the customers don't have that keen understanding and knowledge, firstly and fundamentally, around how the cloud operates in essence. But more importantly, how do they get their heads around securing that environment in an effective way, right?
It's not just a matter of business and digital becoming one, but the fact that many of the levers in terms of managing risk in an organization from a cybersecurity perspective don't sit with security teams. They can implement those measures, they can close those gaps, but if you're not able to communicate and formulate that full strategy, then you're going to have gaps. And then you're going to deal with a class of criminal out there always actively looking for gaps. So hopefully today's conversation will help to tell us more on that.
So we're seeing an ever-increasing need for developer-friendly approaches to be able to assess and gauge the code that they'll be using to run into production for vulnerabilities. Now, when we talk about vulnerabilities, third parties are introduced in the form of open source libraries and applications. As we previously indicated, a lot of the code base that application developers are delivering is based on third-party packages and libraries, which could inherently contain vulnerabilities, right? So, as we know, a lot of these applications or dependencies also contain vulnerabilities, and those dependencies may have dependencies of their own. And typically, cyber adversaries are using knowledge of this to gain quick access to our cloud environments by using TTPs to exploit the known vulnerabilities.
With that, please have a great afternoon, and we'll catch you at the next one. Thank you and goodbye.